the competition. This is the diagram of five forces, Porter's five forces model. Threat of new entrants means threat of new companies coming into your industry. So if in your industry new companies can come in easily, they will become your competitors, they will make you lose market share, they will make you lose business and profits. So that is a threat for you. Then rivalry among existing competitors. The existing competitor companies who are already there in the market, if they are doing too much of competition amongst themselves, will it affect you positively or negatively as a company? Will you get affected by all that competition? You will. You will get affected negatively if there is too much of intense competition among the competitors. Then threat of substitute. What is substitute? Fake products, me too products, or copycat products, products which are copied from, like how Chinese products are. Like one time our market was full of Chinese product, no? We used to buy them because they were cheap, but quality was very poor. So our Indian companies got affected. This is the threat of substitute, threat of fake products. So the Indian companies started getting affected. So that is why government banned the Chinese products from coming into India, because it was affecting our companies. That is the threat of substitute, fake products. Too many fake products, it can affect you. Bargaining power of buyers. When buyers are more powerful, they can decide the price of your product. They can decide what product you sell. They can decide your services. That is not good for the company. Buyers should not become powerful. Same way, bargaining power of suppliers. If suppliers become powerful, they decide what price to supply the raw materials, how much to supply, what quality to supply. That is also not good for the companies. So these are the five forces which is there in Porter's five forces model, which will tell the company from where it is facing more competition. Is it from fake products, or is it from buyers becoming too powerful, or is it suppliers becoming too powerful, or competitors doing too much of intense competition, or are there more companies coming into my industry? So by analyzing this, he can find out where the threat is, and he can immediately come up with strategies on how to overcome that threat and become again competitive in the market. This is the Porter's five forces model. I'll stop here. Are more powerful when they are few in number, when buyers are very few in number, and they can buy in large quantities, and they are all buying similar products. When they are all buying similar products and they are very few in number and they are buying in large quantities, then the buying power of buyers is very high. So in such situations, the suppliers will be more powerful, and in these situations, the buyers will be more powerful. Threat of new entrants. Threat of new entrants means new companies, new businesses coming into the industry. When that threat is there, then for the company it is a dangerous situation, because the new business will try to take his market share. So when does this happen? When there is very less barriers to entry. Barriers to entry means there is not much obstacle for companies to enter into an industry. They can easily enter into the industry, and when their business requires very low capital, and when their production economies of scale is also very low, what they need to produce is also very low, and they also have access to distribution channels. In such situations, there is a threat from new companies. So new companies, if they can easily enter into an industry where setting up the industry is very low capital, and where they need to produce less quantity only, and where they can access the distribution easily, then for such kind of industries there is a threat of new companies, new entrants coming into the industry. Threat of substitute products or services. When substitute means fake products. So when fake products are easily available, when they are cheap, when they are of higher quality than the original products, when customers can easily buy those fake products, they can easily switch over to buying the fake products, then the threat of substitute products is there. So in such situations, when substitute products are easily available, customers can easily buy them. When they are of higher quality or when they are cheaper in price than the original products, then in such situations, there is a threat from fake products. Like how Chinese products was there in a market few years ago. They were a threat to our Indian companies because all the Chinese products were very cheap and very low quality. So people started buying them since they were cheap. So that was a threat to our Indian companies. So that is why government banned sale of Chinese goods in our country. So like that, threat of suppliers, when suppliers are more powerful, there will be a problem for the company. When buyers are more powerful, there will be a problem for the company. When new companies can easily enter into the industry, when fake products can easily be sold, then it is a threat for the company. And when there is rivalry, that means intense competition among the competitors. When there is too much competition among the competitors in an industry, that is also not good for the company, especially when many competitors are there and all of them are selling similar products, and all of them have to incur high fixed cost. That means setting up their plant and all is very costly for them. That is high fixed cost. So when these situations are there, then there will be intense competition among the existing competitors. This is not good for the company because they have to face competition from so many competitors. So these are all the five forces, Porter's model, which is affecting the industry. So this Porter's five forces model is a very popular tool used by the industry to find out how from which area they are facing more competition. So they can easily find out through this Porter's five forces model from which area we are facing competition. Is it suppliers? Is it buyers? Is it competitors? Or is it new companies coming in? They can find out by analyzing through this five forces Porter's model. So for example, how to reduce all this power of suppliers and buyers? How to reduce that? So to reduce the bargaining power of suppliers, the company has to source from many suppliers, not source from a single supplier. The company should take the raw materials from many suppliers. So, and they should also try to do backward integration. Backward integration is a strategy where company will make its own supplies. It will produce its own raw material, or it will take over a supplier company which is giving it the raw material, like how Reliance has done. Reliance produces its own raw material. So that is backward integration. Backward integration strategy where the company will start supplying its own raw materials, or they will take over a company which is supplying raw materials. So that is a backward integration strategy. This I'll explain more in detail. How to reduce bargaining power of buyers. A company can reduce the power of their buyers by having a strong brand name and by selling very unique products, which is very different from competitors. So they should sell a very different product from competitors, which is giving unique benefit to buyers. Then they can reduce the buying power of the buyers. So how to reduce the threat of new companies coming into the industry? They should have high barriers to entry. That means they should have patents, trademark, copyright, all these things they should have, so that a new company cannot easily copy all this and come into the industry. Or they should have economies of scale. Economies of scale means produce in large quantities, producing in tons. So if they are able to produce in tons, then no, a new company cannot compete with them. They cannot produce in tons, the new company. So such threat of new companies coming into the industry can be reduced by doing all these steps. Having a trademark, having a copyright, having a patent, or producing in large quantities. How to reduce the threat of substitutes? You can reduce a threat of substitutes by developing products which are difficult to copy. It cannot be faked. So you should produce such kind of products which cannot be copied, which cannot be substituted. And also you can make the switching cost high for customers. That means for customers to switch to the fake product, it should be very costly for them. It should not be easy for them to switch over to the fake product. So increase the switching cost for the customers. Customers cannot easily switch over to the fake product. So like that, they can reduce the threat of substitutes. Also, the business can reduce rivalry among existing competitors by having a unique selling idea, or by selling very differentiated products from that of competitors. So they can reduce this competition from competitors by selling very unique products, which is very different from competitors. So when you sell unique products which the customer cannot get from anyone else, they will all come to you. So your competition will get reduced in the market. So like that, your competition which you are facing from numerous competitors can be reduced by following these steps. So these are the steps company take to reduce this five forces which they may face in the industry. So here five forces model, I have given the example of automobile industry. So how it is being applied in automobile industry, you see. So automobile industry has high barriers to entry. That means new companies cannot easily enter into the automobile industry. Why? Because large amount of capital is required. So they need huge amount of capital. They need to have a very strong brand name, and they need to also face high fixed cost. That means setting up their manufacturing plant, doing their R&D is not cheap. It is very costly in automobile industry. Setting up manufacturing plant is requiring high capital, and conducting R&D also requires high capital. So these are the barriers to entry in automobile industry. So easily new companies cannot enter into the automobile industry. And also if you see in the automobile industry, there is intense competition among the existing competitors. So who are the automobile competitors companies? They are all competing with each other. Intense competition will be going on. You can see the number of new model cars which are coming out, and the new features which are coming in the cars and all, you can see that each is trying to compete with the other. And in automobile industry, the bargaining power of buyers is very high because buyers can easily switch from one manufacturer to another manufacturer. You can go from one brand car to another brand car easily. There is no switching cost here. And also this makes the buyers very powerful. In automobile industry, they have bargaining power because there is no switching cost. They can easily switch from one brand to another brand. The bargaining power of suppliers is also very high in the automobile industry because in automobile industry there are only few suppliers who are supplying the spare parts, and for the company to switch to another supplier is very costly. Switching from one supplier to another supplier is very costly. Switching cost is there. So that is why suppliers also have bargaining power and buyers also have bargaining power. And threat of substitute is very low. You don't get fake products in cars, do we? We don't get. So the threat of substitute cars is very, very low in the automobile industry. So this is how the five forces Porter's model, I have shown you through this example how it can be applied to different industries. You got it? All of you? What is Porter's five forces model? This you will have to apply in your fourth SEM project. It will come in your fourth SEM project. You will have to apply all this. Porter's five forces model. So this model is very simple, but it is a very powerful tool used by companies to find out where they are facing competition in their industry. And they can understand which areas they need to concentrate, which areas they are weak, which areas they are strong, which areas they can capitalize. All this they can come to know by analyzing their industry through the five forces model. So now I told you this, backward integration and forward integration. These are the two strategies which is used by companies to get competitive. To become competitive or to get competitive advantage, the companies use backward integration or forward integration. So what are these two strategies? Backward integration means the manufacturer of a product, he will take over a raw material supplier or he will start producing his own raw materials. Like how again Reliance is doing. Reliance is producing its own raw materials. What it requires for its production is producing its own raw materials. So they are following backward integration strategy. This is to have more control on their production process. Forward integration is where the company will take care of distribution. Either the company will do its own distribution or they will take over a distributor company. Again, Reliance is doing that. They have their own outlets, Reliance outlet, where they are selling their own products. So they are doing their own distribution. So Reliance is doing both backward integration and forward integration. They have taken care of their supplies and they have taken care of their distribution also. So they are having complete control of their chain of activities. So this is what is backward and forward integration. So this is mainly for the companies to have control on their business activities and to become more competitive in today's hectic competitive business world. Now there are two more strategies, vertical and horizontal integration strategies. These strategies are followed by companies when they want to expand in the market. So what is vertical integration? Vertical integration is where the company will take complete care of its supplies, supply chain management. They will take complete control of their supply chain management and they will sell directly to customers. That is vertical integration. Horizontal integration is when a company has got a competitor and they will take over that competitor so that they will not face any more competition from that competitor and they can get more market share. So horizontal integration is followed when they are selling similar products. So like how Reliance has taken over Big Bazaar. They both are selling similar products, no? Big Bazaar and Reliance. So Reliance has taken over 500 stores of Big Bazaar. So that is horizontal integration. This was by force. By force, they have taken over Big Bazaar stores, which is not good in marketing terms. But this is an example of horizontal integration. When a company has a competitor who is selling similar product, they will take over that competitor and they both will join together. So, like that, they will reduce the competition in the market and they will get market share, more market share in the market. So, these are the four strategies: backward, forward integration, vertical, and horizontal integration. This is mainly to compete in the market, to have control over their business activities, and to expand their operations easily. So this is the diagram which is explaining vertical integration. So here backward integration, the retailer, the shop which is selling, that outlet has taken over the manufacturer who is manufacturing. So that is backward integration. Here it is forward integration. The manufacturer has taken over the retailer. The company which is doing the retailing, it has taken over the retailer. So this is forward integration. So forward vertical integration and backward vertical integration. Through this diagram, you can understand.